as I'm recording this, I just got done playing in a Magic the Gathering pre-release tournament, like not more than an hour ago. So, while this is still kind of new and exciting, I thought I would come back and show you guys the deck I built, even though it's about 6 in the morning and I am dead tired. But so, for those of you who have never played in a pre-release tournament, I thought I should explain what it is. It's whenever they're coming out with like new Magic the Gathering cards, there's like a set date for when those cards go on the shelf and you can buy the packs. But 1 week before then, they do a special tournament where you can come and you can buy cards from the set and build a deck to play with right there. And so it's just a way to get your hands on some of the cards like a week early, and it's really fun. They give you 6 packs to work with, which is what this came with. 6 Zendikar packs in this case. And you have to build your deck using only those 6 cards, which part of what's so great about that is no one can like just spend tons and tons of money, building something ridiculous and then bringing it up and destroying everybody. You have to build a deck out of 6 packs like everyone else. So a big part of it just comes down to deck building ability and how well you can play the game instead of just a spending contest, which is really great. You have to build a 40 card deck, and that's about the only rule. There's normally like more regulations for a deck, like you can't have more than 4 of the same card and stuff like that. But in this case, for pre-release, that's not the case. You can build anything out of those 6 packs. You cannot trade with other people, and you can't use anything outside of those 6 packs except for basic lands. You can add basic lands, but other than that, it came in this really neat box with a divider and everything. It also came with a die. So the whole thing cost $26. So $26 for 6 packs and a deck box and a die is a pretty good value, particularly when it's cards that you can't get on the shelf for another week. So this is my 40 card pre-release deck that I put together. It did decent. I did not get top 8. They did 4 rounds, and then they determined the top 8 players by win percentages, and I got 9th place, which was really bittersweet. On one hand, I can tell myself, oh, I almost made it, but on the other hand, it kind of sucks to like be so close. I can almost taste those packs. Anyone who got top 8 got 7 packs, and like I said, I got 9th. So there were a few games I feel that I almost had, but I couldn't quite get those lucky draws, and my opponents did. So that's just the way it goes sometimes. If you guys have been watching my videos, you know by now that black is my dominant color. My 2 weakest colors, I would probably say, are white and green. I can play them okay when I combo them with black, but this is actually a white and green deck, which was going against me, I feel like, from the start. Like I said, you get those 6 packs, and you build the deck out of those 6 packs. So you just have to be realistic about the materials you have in front of you. That's a total of 7 rares, because you get 1 rare in each pack, and then you get 1 special card. It's either a rare or a mythic rare. That's your promo card. And if all of your rares are in a certain color, you play that color. You got to go with what win conditions you have at hand. So without further ado, let's just start going through this deck and see what we got here. Like I said, it's green and white, and I got a bunch of green mana ramp that I just couldn't say no to, because it's partly just a race to see who can get their win conditions out first. And with this right here, for 4 mana, I get this 1/1 Eldrazi and then 2 Eldrazi drones. I think I actually have some of the tokens. If you'll give me a second here, I think I can take those out for you and show you exactly what they are. Yeah. It makes 2 of these guys. They're just 1/1 creatures, pretty basic, but you can sacrifice them and add 1 to your mana pool. So it's really good for, you can sack them to get big guys out early. So yeah, this is just a great card. You get 3, little creatures in play. 2 of them can be sacked, and then this guy, if nothing else, can be used for a chump block. So yeah, he was extremely useful. There's another one. What else have we got here? Oh, yeah, like I said, you have to work with what you're given, and I happen to have been given 3 of these guys, so as much as I wanted to play black or red, green, just okay. This one is kind of like that. Put 2 of those 1/1 Eldrazi's into play, so it's like the other one, but 1 less mana, so you can get it out faster. But this just creates the tokens, whereas this you also get the 1/1 creature. Okay. Let's see. When she enters the battlefield, you gain 1 life for each creature you control, and she's a 4/4 flyer. So yeah, she's pretty good, particularly in such a limited format. The fact that you're playing with a 40-card deck just really changes up the game, And the fact that you're all playing with such limited cards, you can't just stuff the deck with ridiculous stuff. Like this guy right here. I've been showing you how many of these, I've got cards that can make these, and that works really great for getting a guy like this out. Normally I wouldn't put him in a pre-release deck, but this one just happened to have so much mana ram, just so many cheaters, that I actually got him into play a couple of times, and he pretty much clinched the game for me. It's an 8/9 trample. That's pretty rough. Ooh, this one also won me a few games. It's a 7/6 trample and hexproof. That the trample makes it so they can't just jump block him away, and the hexproof in particular, they can't cast removal on him. So yeah, this guy, he wrapped up the game for me a few times. There's another big creature. I think I was showing this deck to somebody before I left, which is why I've got all my win conditions on top. I guess we're going to go through all the cool stuff first. Let's see. She's pretty good. When I was first looking at her, I was like, meh, that's okay, I guess. Whenever a land enters the battlefield, return a non-land permanent card from your graveyard to your hand, which is whatever for a 7-drop. But the next part, if that land is a plains, you return a non-land permanent from the card to the battlefield instead. In one of my games, I got so mana flooded, which is where you draw way more land than you want, but I had her out, and I played a plains about 3 turns in a row, and just kept bringing stuff back from my graveyard. So yeah, that got ridiculous really fast. My opponent was not happy that game. Yeah, I pulled a Gideon. In the first pack I opened, it was ridiculous. This guy won me several games single-handedly. He's just so absurd, particularly in a game where everyone's using only 6 packs. He just overwhelm things. He can turn into a 5/5 indestructible creature, or for 0, he can make a 2/2 ally. I've got lots of stuff in this deck that triggers when an ally comes into play. So with him, I was getting to do those triggers every single turn. It just got so ridiculous. Let's see. Landfall, 4-drop. I also put this in here for the ally trigger. Anytime I played a land, I could get an ally, so this was just here as a response to Eldrazi. A lot of people were running colorless Eldrazi, so this could give my attacking creature death touch against colorless. So whenever you gain life, pay a white, get a counter. Okay, like a second ago I was saying, talking about those ally triggers. Whenever this guy or another ally enters the battlefield, creatures you control get vigilance until end of turn. So I've got a few things in here that do stuff like that, and it just got so ridiculous being able to, make allies every single turn. It'd be really easy to make an ally deck in this set that would play really well. Oh, I love this guy. I'm definitely gonna try and get more of him. 2 mana for haste. You can tap him to add any color mana to your mana pool. Now you can only spend it to cast creature spells, but still like I said, I've got a bunch of mana ramp in this deck that let me play big creatures a lot sooner than I would have otherwise. So yeah, he definitely was a big contributor whenever I got him. And he's an ally, so he also, when he comes into play, he can trigger those ally abilities. So yeah, just all around, he was a great card. Oh yeah, this one's pretty cool. He was just a little, 1/1 Eldrazi, but when he dies, he basically turns into one of these. So, like I said, just mana ramp left and right. Oh, and here's another one of those ally cards. Whenever an ally enters the battlefield, creatures you control gain lifelink until end of turn. So I got my life up pretty high with him a few times. Gain a life. And then lands. This one was a really good addition because 2 mana for a 2/2 is pretty basic, but you can sacrifice them to destroy a target enchantment. That really saved my bacon on one match in particular. He pulled out some enchantment that was going to give him free Eldrazi on his upkeep, and I said, nope, I don't want any part of that. Just animals, you gain 2 life. It was okay. Lands. Wow, if I was going to play this shuffle, it would have been awful for me. Talk about a mana pocket. No, I think I was showing the deck off to somebody right before I left, so I think that's why they're kind of in order. Okay, yeah, I think I was showing this in my other video. This is a really good anti-mulligan card. Basically, when you play it, you get to dig through your library and you dig through the top 5 cards, and then put a basic land on top, and then the others on bottom. So like if you've only got like 2 lands in your opening hand and you're not sure that's enough mana, but one of them is this guy, you can go ahead and refrain from taking that mulligan on the pretty much guarantee that you're gonna get to draw into the land that you need. I mean, if you look at the top 5 cards and none of them are lands, one of 2 things happened. Either you didn't distribute your lands very good when building your deck, like you put way too few lands in there, or 2, you just got statistically unlucky, because that's obscene if you go through 5 cards and can't get to a single land you need. Of all the wilds, it's really good for a dual-colored deck. Oh, this was my promo card. Earlier I was talking, you get one promo card that'll either be a rare or mythic rare. It comes with this little stamp, this signature, whatever you'd call it, that lets you know it's a promo card. So they're a lot more rare than just a regular card. And they're always a foil. And might happen to be a forest plane. So, like I said, in pre-release tournaments, you can't just pick a color and run with it. You have to play what you're given. So I can't just sit there and say, oh, black is my favorite, I'm going to play that. No, when I opened it, this was the first thing I saw, and it was like a beacon pretty much telling me, like, no, I'm sorry, buddy, but you're going to play white-green this time, because, I mean, come on, how can I argue with that? Oh, this is so stupid good. At instant speed, you can give a creature +2/+2, which you know is great to begin with. You can set all kinds of traps and defenses, but you may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. That's just so good for ramping up your land early game. There's a lot of good mana ramp in this set, and I happen to pull so much of it that it really helped me out. This one saved me a few times from Eldrazi. Target creature gets +2/+2. And then, basically protection from colorless. Not quite that, but essentially. So, yeah, this was a good... This guy pulled his weight a lot more than I thought he was going to. He was just kind of filler. But, 2/2 for a 2/2. But whenever you play land, he gets +1/+1. And then another one of these guys. So yeah, that's my deck. It was sort of mana ramp ally deck with some big old beater cards that could wrap up the game for me later on. So yeah, it played decently. I'm proud of it. Like I said, I made 9th place, which was not bad. And it's sad that if I hadn't, if I had gotten just a little bit luckier in some of my games, and if my opponents hadn't gotten just straight up miracles a few times like they did, I might have gotten that little extra sliver of win percentage that I needed. But yeah, it was fun. I really enjoy it. It's certainly different. It's a different way to play the game, and I highly recommend it to anybody who feels like giving it a shot. It's fun. I'm really hoping next time I get to play black. I did so well. I got so close to top 8, and I did it playing colors that I'm not comfortable with. So yeah, if next time if I draw a bunch of rares and win conditions that are black, I think I'm just gonna go on my phone and as I put my deck together, I'm gonna play AC/DCs back in black at full blast. Just alright, so you guys have a great night.